Today we will be showing you how to repair the blade Nano S3, specifically how to change the rotor blades and just how to inspect the helicopter following a crash. I'll also be chatting about basically a review. I've had this helicopter now for 2 weeks, and so I'll give an overall review on how it's been over the last 2 weeks, flying characteristics and such. And just to summarize in a nutshell, I highly recommend this helicopter. Let's start with that. It's a fantastic product. The price point, Horizon Hobby had it at $100 for the bind and fly. I think they are out of stock temporarily. Amazon might be closer to $150, but at that price point, it's a fantastic product. I've loved having it. I got this to expand my horizons and I primarily fly aircraft, and so I wanted to develop more skills with aviation and work on tail rotor ability and also flying indoors, since in North Texas we have a lot of bad weather, and so I wanted to have that opportunity to fly indoors. And that's actually what happened this week when I crashed this for the first time. I'll say it was completely my fault. This helicopter has different modes and abilities to keep even really intermediate or actually new helicopters relatively safe, and that's why in part I recommend this. It's just easy, and like I said, the crash was completely my fault. I got a little excited and I started tying objects to the bottom skids here and trying to fly around the house. And what I ended up doing is causing a weight imbalance that there wasn't enough control to correct. And so I flew into the kitchen counters, had no ability to turn away. My only thing I could have done is cut the power, but if I had done that, it just would have fallen out of the sky potentially. So what it did is impact the countertops with the rotor blades and then landed. Overall, it's very robust. I thoroughly inspected where the damage occurred, and I was surprised that it appears to be contained to the rotor blades, and everything else inside appears to be fine. I will say that you need to be careful when you make these crashes, because there was one obvious crack in this rotor blade. I'm not sure if you can see that. And yeah, you can probably still fly this, but anything that has a high RPM, if you even just have a slight imbalance or wobble, that just is extra wear and tear on the gears and whatnot. And so I decided I'm gonna change this out, even though it is flyable, just because I'm hoping to have a prolonged life with this unit. And then in doing so, obviously that blade is broken. I inspected the other rotor blade, and it appeared to be fine until I got a little bit closer and realized that there was leading edge separation. So again, could it fly? Probably. But like I said, I want to keep this thing in good shape. I really enjoy having it. Some of these are back ordered. They might be hard to get. And so what I'm going to do today is show you how easy it appears to replace the main rotor blades. And even better, what Horizon Hobby has done in this case is they gave you not only replacement parts, which include tail rotor, some screws and whatnot, main rotor blades. And also, maybe you don't have the small tools that would typically be required to make these changes. That's also included. So, they had the forethought to include all these things. Maybe it only cost them a few dollars extra, but in terms of customer service and the joy it has brought me that all this is there, they anticipated that people like me would do something that might jeopardize the components, and they gave me replacement parts ahead of time. So I love that, and that's what we'll be fixing today. And as a side note, last night I figured, hey, since I'm going to use the replacement parts that came with the box, I should get more replacement parts just in case something happens in the future. I really enjoyed having these ready to go, and I want to replace the replacements. So I went on Horizon Hobby, and these blades are back ordered for the next 2 months. So I want to just point that out, that some of these parts might be difficult to get. I will say that if you go on Horizon Hobby, for example, they have a ton of replacement parts, all very reasonable. I think these were going to be $6.99, but I mean, they had skids, they had just about everything was a couple dollars, and yeah, a lot of it's plastic, so maybe it's still high profit margin, but I don't mind paying $3 to replace my skids should I crash and break it. So I thought that it was very nice that they have all those parts. The only thing that was kind of silly was there was this controller unit that is $100, and they're also at the same time selling the entire helicopter for $100. So that one didn't make a whole lot of sense on pricing to me, but nonetheless, I have the blades. And what I'll probably do in the Dallas area, we really don't have many options for mom and pop hobby stores like we did years ago. It's pretty much only Hobby Town, which is, I'm glad we have that. And we do have multiple locations. So I might swing by there just for fun over the weekend and see if I can get some replacement blades and maybe see if they have anything else that's that I can't live without. All right, so that's what we're gonna do today. And I've never done this in my prior video. I explained that this is my very first helicopter. So I'm just going to try to use logic here and do what I think needs to be done to change these. I'm not going to bring out the instruction manual for this particular repair. What I see is it appears that there is one screw. They gave me a screwdriver. So I'm just going to carefully see if I can remove the existing blade. And what I don't want to do is force any movement on anything that's connected to a servo. I don't want to overstress these fragile parts. So far the screw appears to be pretty easy to loosen up. It's not tight. I don't want to lose that. I'm going to do one at a time also so I don't mix up parts. Now the blades themselves are numbered 4. I don't know what that means, but they appear to be pretty much where they need to go here. So I'll see if I can get this one to fit. I didn't see any grommets or anything like that. This part might be a little bit challenging to get the screw and the blade captured. I think it's probably gonna be easy to tighten once I get these things in there. It's just that initial, making sure you don't strip anything, don't force anything. It appears pretty straightforward, so just do it, take the time, and don't break it. The screw appears to be perpendicular. I'm not really applying excessive force. I can feel the screw coming through the bottom here. And I'm not going to over tighten anything yet. I'm just going to get snug. What I noticed right off the bat is this one has a little play in it. And even what I just did, there is no play. So I'm going to actually loosen it up. Now, I assume that was intentional when it came to me, so I'm going to try to maintain. I assume that you want that with a helicopter, so I'll make sure that it's just loose enough so that it has a little bit of free play and that I don't over tighten. I think I'm guilty of over tightening things. I don't want it to come loose, but I don't think this is really needed for over tightening. And I do see the bottom of the screw, so I do know that it's captured the entire blade. It's secured. I will go ahead and do the other side. And I hope it's this easy. We'll do a flight demo after this to make sure that nothing crazy happens. All right. You probably don't want to do what I'm doing and mix these things up. This is clearly the broken one here. And this is the one I just took off, and you can see the leading edge separation there. We're not going to use those. So we'll use this one, the brand new blade. Same thing. Put the blade in the slot. What I really don't want to do is lose these micro parts, the screws and such. There are replacements, but I don't know if there's replacements for everything. Alright, I think I got the screw in there. I really can't tell. I'll just try to tighten it up a little bit to see if I can feel the bottom of the screw come through. I feel like that might have been good. Just like the other one, I don't want to over tighten. I'm going to try to be careful not to. It's kind of hard to say. I think you just have to use some judgment. I see the screws through the bottom of the plate here. It's still got a little bit of play in it. I might loosen it just a bit. This one's still a little bit looser than the other side. I think you just want these things loose enough so that when it starts rotating, the force swings these out, and I'm pretty confident we're there. All right, so just kind of straighten the blades and make sure that it looks good. You know, is that what I expect it to be? They're not crooked or anything. I think that's it. So we'll do this. Go ahead and... I was flying the Waco biplane this morning in the wind. I crashed it, so I will have a video on that. All right, helicopter. What we want to do is just, I'm going to hold it and I'm going to run up the throttle just to ensure that there's no wobble or anything like that. I don't expect any issues. I think we're probably good. I think that's probably it. All right, let's see if it works. Yeah, I think we're good to go. You know, this, I gotta say, I'm not thrilled that I crashed it, but it does confirm that I'm very happy with my purchase. In this case, it was from Horizon Hobby. It actually inspired me to look at some of their bigger helicopters. So if you guys watch this and you have any helicopter knowledge, perhaps any recommendations, at this moment, I do enjoy the bind and fly. That's compatible with the Spectrum. It's just so easy. But I think I want to do some outdoor flying. I know that this is capable of 3D. I'm still hesitant to give it a shot, but sooner or later in the next week or so, I'm going to go for it. And I know that this is capable of doing tricks. I just want to simply flip it upside down for the first time and fly inverted. But like I said, if you guys have recommendations for larger helicopters, maybe not terribly larger, but something that would be still small that I could fly outdoors, that might be a lot of fun. So please like and subscribe, and I'll continue my journey on aviation, sharing that with you. And if you have any questions on the Nano S3 blade, let me know. If there's something you want me to research for you, if you're thinking about getting it, my recommendation is just buy it. There's nothing wrong. There's no criticism. I think this thing's a steal, and it's a lot of fun. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.